Rolling. Adventure Athletes, this is Coach Ryan from Axistence Athletics, and today Anthony, Lindsay, and Julie have been nice enough to volunteer for some ankle mobility. All right, so what we're going to do is take you through a 7-minute mobility drill. This is a drill that you can do every day if you want. There's no reason you couldn't do this every day. Everybody has 7 minutes, and everybody probably needs a little more ankle mobility. So the way this is going to roll, all right, we have 6 exercises, and each one of them is going to be done for a certain period of time. So we're going to start with what's called the low dragon. All right, so the low dragon, you're going to bring your right leg out in front of you, and I'm getting ready to set the timer specifically for 7 minutes, and we're going to see if we can keep this right at 7 minutes. All right, so the low dragon begins in 10 seconds. So everybody's in a good position. Right foot is forward, and from here, you're going to lean forward. Go! It's not an AMRAP. All right, you're going to lean forward, keeping your heel on the ground. You're going to let your chest kind of lean over and put some pressure on the top of your right quad. And you should feel this in your lower calf. All right, in the ankle, you can kind of rock back and forth. Don't worry too much about what the back leg is doing. You might feel a little bit of stretch in your back hip flexor, but most of you guys all feel that in the front calf?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. So if you want to, you can really think about your breathing. Try to breathe in, maybe 6 seconds in, 6 seconds out. We have about 10 more seconds here, and then we're going to transition. So the way we're doing the low dragon is 50 seconds on, 10-second rest. All right, so we're in our 10-second rest. Go ahead and transition. And the other side. So I'm going to talk a lot during this one. If you want to follow along later, you can feel free to put it on mute so you don't have to listen to me. But continue thinking about breathing in. Try to take that 6-second inhale, 6-second exhale, and each time just try to get a little bit deeper into the stretch. But use that chest to kind of push on your quad, rock a little bit back and forth. Into the low dragon. Try to keep your heels on the floor. You have about 10 more seconds. And after that, we have another 10-second transition. And we're going to go into a seated position. All right, 10 seconds. And let's transition into that seated position. Plantar flex. So your toes are going to be pointed out behind you. Preferably your heels together as much as possible. So the goal of these first 3 exercises are to stretch the tissue all around the ankle. All right, right now we're stretching a little bit of anterior tib and the front of the shin. If you can't get all the way down, maybe you can hold onto a foam roller or a chair or something like that. If you need to, you can take your knees a little bit wider. So separate the knees just a little bit, and that might help you get a little bit lower down into that position. Don't forget about your breathing here. The more you bring your heels together, the more stretch you should feel. Got about 10 more seconds, and then we're going to flip the toes underneath. And then I might show the toes. All right, transition. Now, we're going to dorsiflex those feet, meaning toes are going to be pointed up underneath you. So big toe mobility, ankle mobility, but specifically big toe mobility is one of those things that's often taken for granted. So you just get back as far as you can. If you can't get into a good position here, this is going to hinder running, maybe even walking, double unders, box jumps, split jerks, lunges. So increasing that range of motion at the first joint is very important, not just for CrossFitters, but adventure athletes of all sorts. So hanging out here, thinking about your breathing, trying to stand tall as much as possible, sit tall, hanging out. Got about 10 more seconds, and then we're going to have some fun. How's that feel? Painful? Don't let me see your pancreas. All right. Stand up, shake it out, and now we're going to walk on your heels. Now that we've loosened everything up, now we're going to start to fire up some of that musculature around the foot. All right, so I want you to try to point your toes towards the sky, but not walking like this. All right, so stand tall. Just because I put mine down doesn't mean you can put yours down. Good. And if you're not used to doing any of this, you might start to feel some fire, all right, in front of your shins. Try not to let your feet flare out a little bit. Maybe even pigeon toe them. Make sure you're breathing. Good, got about 15 more seconds. How high can you get those toes? Any higher? Any higher? High, high, high. Go, go. And shake it out, shake it out. Next up, we're going to come up on the balls of the feet. Now, most people already have tight calves, but we're specifically going to pigeon toe in just a little bit. All right? And try to get stronger in this position, working specifically on a little bit of the medial calf. All right? So the stronger you get in this position, the easier that double unders become, the easier that box jumps become, split jerks, and anything that you need to be strong in this position for. Hiking, biking, skiing. So keep hanging out. All right, try to get tall through the top of your head. Somebody pulled a little string through your spine. Hanging out. So easy. Only 7 minutes, guys. Only 7 minutes. Got about 5 more seconds. And then we're going to get into our funky squats. All right, so shake it out, and I'm going to have you guys face this way. Get into a little bit of a wider squat than normal, and what I want you to do is roll out to the outside. Shift back and forth a little bit, and then slowly just try to lower yourself down, keeping your chest up and up. And it's 1 minute of squats. The stronger you can get your ankles in this position, the less prone you will be to rolling that ankle or having a serious ankle injury when you do roll it. Mobility is great, but mobility without strength is useless and no fun for anybody. And about 20 more seconds, how low can you go? Good, feel free at the bottom if you want to kind of hang out, shift around a little bit. And time. 7 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. That's all you need. 7 minutes ankle mobility. Do it every day. Thank you. Thank you.